Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bizz Education Virtual Fair. My name is Ursha, and I'm the host for today. We will be joined by University of Law with us today. And before we begin the program, I will just give a quick introduction of who we are. We are Bizz Education. We have been established since 2008. We have our main office in Nepal and other branches in UK, Australia, Colombia, and Brazil. We are registered migration and visa counselors for Australia and the UK. So we process visa documents for students, for dependents, also for visit visas and other visa queries. We are a team of British Council certified counselors and also a team of UK graduates. So we will be able to give you more in-depth of how it is like to be a student in the UK. We also have our office located in the UK. So whenever students come to the UK to study, we are always, they do drop into our office, and we are able to provide them some additional support, be it for finding an accommodation or, before the first few days when you have kind of trouble in understanding your surroundings and all that. So we are there to help you as well, including that we also provide services for extending your visas and all that. Having said that, we also run different kind of networking events, like welcome programs and different celebrating different functions. So that all also we look into that. As we are talking about UK universities in the UK, we have over 50 partner universities with us. So you will have an options of different university with different courses and different scholarships, etc. While talking about scholarship, I would like to mention that Bizz Education will shortly begin Bizz UK Education Scholarship, where we have dedicated £20,000 for students who are interested to study in the UK. For that, there are certain criteria that you have to meet, but a student can get up to £2,000 additional scholarship from Bizz Education. So this is a way for making it easier for you to study in the UK. Having said that, we will move on forward with today's webinar. So today we have the representative from University of Law. Tanvi Shah will be joining us shortly. Or is she? I'm not sure if she's here. Okay, she has already joined us. So welcome, Tanvi. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hi, Tanvi.
Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well.
I'm good. I hope you're well too.
Yes, sort of. Thank you.
So I'll
Just
just
have
give
a
a
little cold, so you'll have to excuse me during the presentation on and off because I'm down with bad bout of cold since this morning. But
sure.
I'm happy to speak to your students and give you guys details about our programs.
Thank you so much, Tanvi. I'll just give a quick introduction on the University of Law, and then I will pass on this virtual mic to you. Is that all? Is that all right?
Perfect, Rorsha. Thank you.
So talking about University of Law is located with 13 locations offering different courses across the UK, and there are two international campus. It's the longest established legal education provider which are being taught by qualified. Most of the are being taught by qualified lawyers. And the tuition fee are affordable for international students, and also it is UK's largest legal alumni for over 70,000. And and this also has to be mentioned that they are a TEF Silver, as I have been saying in my previous fairs as well. That TEF stands for Teaching Excellence Framework, where universities are accessed through their teaching quality. So before we begin our program for today, I will just give a quick format of today's program. So we'll begin with the presentation by Tanvi here. And then during this presentation, I would advise students to write in your questions, any kind of doubts you have, and be as specific as possible regarding your questions, regarding which course you want to study or how much you scored. Just be specific, and we'll take in your question in the chat box here and also in Facebook watching us live. So having said that, Tanvi, I would like to pass on this mic to you now.
Great. Thank you, Ursha. Thanks for the introduction, and thank you for arranging this session. Can I share my screen?
Sure,
It,
Tanvi.
it just says host is disabled, so can you just help
Sorry
me
about
there?
that. Just a second.
No problem.
I just
And
hope
Ursha,
you
just a
have
quick
a hot.
question.
Yeah, sorry.
I just had hot tea, so yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I was asking you, I mean, do you want me to focus more on the business programs or on the law programs? What do you want me to focus majorly on? UG, PG, just let me know. So I'll touch base upon rest of the programs and focus more on the programs that these students are interested in.
Business course would be more of an
Okay,
interest for the students, I guess.
okay, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah. This the screen can be shared now. There.
I just did. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, yes, Tanvi.
Okay, great. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tanvi and I'm from the University of Law. I am based out of Mumbai, India, and I'm the representative of the university here. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about the programs that we have on offer, who we are, what sort of university we are, what is the future path for our students after they finish their degrees. Also, I'm going to touch base upon the COVID situation and the application and the admissions process towards the end of this session. During the course of the conversation, if you guys have any queries for me, please feel free to put it on the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer those as and when, after a particular, after we finish a particular program talk as such.
Tanvi, can I interrupt you? I'm sorry to
Sure,
interrupt you. I mean,
sure,
uh,
sure, sure, no problem.
will it be okay for you to share your video if you're comfortable? Or
Honestly, I'm not feeling too well, so I think if
that's
that's
no problem.
okay, can we just, yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, sorry. So guys, to give you a perspective, we are the University of Law. We are a 140 years old university. We are a legacy law university in the UK. As Osha correctly mentioned, we're the oldest and the largest law school in the UK. So that's the deal with us. When you talk about the law programs, a lot of famous people in the UK have actually passed out of the University of Law. We're synonymous to law when it comes to law programs as such. So I'm not sure about universities in Nepal per se, which are like really famous for a couple of programs. But when you talked about programs like the way Harvard is, or way Stanford is when it comes to business and medicine programs, we are on similar levels in the UK when it comes to law programs as such. So that's the deal with us. When you talk about the current mayor of London, Sadiq Khan is a passer of the University of Law. Ex-Prime Minister Tony Blair's wife, Cherry Blair, is a passer of the University of Law. If you look at a lot of politicians, parliamentarians, senior people at law firms in the UK, owners of big law firms in the UK, they're all passed out of the University of Law. So that's the deal with us. Until about 26 years ago, we were the only UK university that could offer the mandatory legal practicing degrees. No other UK university was allowed to do that. So that's a little about us when it comes to law programs. When it comes to business programs, we have some fantastic programs in business and IT as well, in the University of Law Business School. So that's the deal with us. Today, I'm going to use the website as a presentation tool, so I can take you guys through information as to where will you find what piece of information per se. So we at the University of Law, we have multiple campuses. We have about 14 campuses as such, 13 across the UK and one in Hong Kong. So we have two campuses in central London, one in Bloomsbury, one in Moorgate. We have campuses in areas like Bristol, Birmingham, Chester, Manchester, Leeds, Liverpool, Nottingham. That's how it is. We also have two international campus locations. One is in Hong Kong, which is our own campus. Second is a partnership that we have with Gisma Business School in Germany. So we have a campus location in Berlin as well, but that's a sister concerned campus per se. If you look here, you can see four of these Russell Group universities that are mentioned on the list, which is University of East Anglia, University of Exeter, University of Liverpool, and University of Reading. If you look at these four universities, they are Russell Group universities, but they do not offer their own law practicing degrees. And their law practicing degrees are offered in an academic collaboration with the University of Law, and we offer our law programs on their campuses. So when it comes to law, we are one of the best law schools in the UK. So that's the deal with us. Anybody from the legal fraternity would definitely have an idea about who we are, what we are. So I'll quickly touch base upon the law programs and then move on to the business programs. We'll talk about the undergraduate programs first and then move on to the postgraduate programs as such. So talking about the undergraduate law programs, anybody who's interested in studying law at the undergraduate level, the obvious progression for that student is going to be to do the LLB program. So we have LLB honors, we have LLB with business, LLB with criminal justice, criminology, government and politics, international business, and legal technology, legal innovation and technology. So these are the LLB programs that we have on offer. They are of 3 years duration. We also have a BA in Politics and International Relations program. And so all these programs are undergraduate programs. We have one program which is at the undergraduate level, but meant for students who have already finished their graduation, which is called the LLB Senior Status Program. This is a program of 2 years duration as such. And this is meant for somebody who's already finished their degree. So that's how it is when it comes to our undergraduate law programs. If anybody has any question, please feel free to put it in the chat box, or else I'll move on to the to undergraduate business programs. I think there's a question.
No, Tanvi, that's
okay, no worries. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly stroll through the law programs. Now I'm going to cover the business programs that we have on offer. So we at the University of Law Business School, we have several business programs on offer at the undergraduate and the postgraduate level. At the undergraduate level, we have programs like BA Business Management with Marketing, Business Management with Law. We have accounting and finance, BSc. We have BSc in digital business management, digital marketing, and we have international business management. Now, when you talk about this program that you can see right now, the international business management program, this program is of 3 years duration. It's a sandwich program. The first year, the student studies in the UK. The second year is a mandatory internship year, wherein a student interns either in Hong Kong, Germany, Canada, or the UK. And the third year, you again go back to the UK for your studies. So these are the undergraduate business programs that we have on offer. We also have a program called as the BA International Business Management Top-Up Program. Now, this is a program meant for somebody who's already finished their HNDs or finished their diploma in business of 2 years after the 12th standard, or for somebody who has already completed their degree, say in Nepal or any other country, but they want a UK business degree. These students can come to us for an international business management top-up program. This program is a 1-year duration. You study with us for 1 year and you get a UK bachelor's degree in international business management. So, sorry, just don't excuse me. So that's the deal with us. Now, all these programs, have an option, except for the international business management. All the programs that are of 3 years duration, we have some fantastic USPs for students studying those programs. The biggest USP is, except for the international business management top-up program, all other programs, in case if a student joins us for any other program except for the one that I just mentioned, the top-up program, students have an option of doing the free masters with us. Basically, you study with us for 4 years, but you pay fees only for 3 years duration. So that's how it is. So that's the deal with us. Also, all us undergraduate business students get CMI level 5 certification and lifelong membership. So that's how it is. All these programs are available at our central London campuses. Some programs may be available at other campuses as well. For that, what you'll need to do is you'll need to click on the programs page and have a look at the degree details as such. So this program, say this is the BA Business Management program. This is available at Birmingham, Leeds, London, Bloomsbury, Manchester, and Nottingham. And this is where you'll find the course content of the program. What does the program look like? And then this is where you'll find the details on the fees. So for our business programs, we have scholarships available to all international students between 3,000 to 5,000 pounds. So for undergraduate business programs, the scholarship available is 3,000 pounds. So on the website, though, you will see the fee as 13,750 pounds. We're offering a 3,000 pound scholarship, and hence the fee payable comes down to 10,750 pounds. So that's how it is. Any questions anybody has about the undergraduate business programs that we have on offer? Also, another very good USP of studying a business program with us is our faculty members are people from the industry. Hence, they bring real life perspective to class. They do not just sit and teach you, oh, the definition of marketing is so and so. They actually give you practical hands-on exposure and give you, teach you with relevant case studies. They share their real life experiences, etc., which actually benefits students much more than just teaching them a definition that's written in the books. So that's the deal with us. Also, the very fact that our programs are available in Central London at this price point makes it a really interesting, opportunity for students to grab upon. Studying in Central London would give you as a student access to a lot of networking opportunities, part-time jobs, other full-time opportunities that you could pursue at a later stage once you're done with your studies, etc. So there are numerous benefits of success of studying in Central London, and getting a Central London campus at a 10,750 sort of fee range is a fantastic option. It's just that it's a little difficult to get in, but once you get admission, you can definitely be assured of quality education at a highly affordable cost. Our admission requirements for these programs are generally about 65% in academics, and we need 6 on the IELTS with no bands less than 5.5. At the moment, in this current time of COVID, we've also started accepting the TOEFL IBT home version test, IELTS indicated test, and language cert. That's how it is. In case if any student does not meet our academic requirement, you can come to us for 1 extra year of studies by doing the International Foundation program. So that's the deal with us. Anybody has any question for me?
We do have one question by Marina. She is asking about what are the requirements for scholarship, I think for this particular subject she mentioned.
So when you talk about the scholarship, what I actually mentioned about the £3,000, waiver is just the bursary. Excuse me. Sorry, it's the bursary that's available to all South Asian students coming from India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan. So all these students would be eligible for this. So there is nothing that you need to do specifically to get that bursary. But towards the end of this conversation, end of this session, I'm going to talk about the scholarships that we have on offer, which is which can go up to full scholarship as well. I'll talk to you guys about that shortly.
Sure.
But in the meanwhile, for the £3,000 bursary, if you get an offer letter from our side, your bursary is confirmed. You need not do anything specifically for that.
Okay. Any additional questions right now we have for Tanvi here? You can just write it in our chat box, and as I said, just be as specific as possible. Oh yeah, we have a question by Razia here. So I'll just read it out to you. I have completed my bachelor degree in social work with 61% in the year 2016. Now I want to know about criminal psychology in masters. Should I be eligible for applying in this course? Do we have this course?
No, we don't have that course. Sorry,
Razia, we don't have this. The university does not have this course. So I don't think Tanvi would be.
Right, I would not be the best person to answer this question. But
do we have
we have
anything
a
similar?
program, and we have a MLO program, and maybe you could choose 1 or 2 modules as criminal justice or criminology, but we don't really have anything particularly into criminal psychology.
Okay. You can be continuing. If we get the questions,
I'll wait for another 30 seconds if somebody's typing their question. If not,
sure.
then I'll start with the postgraduate programs.
Sure. So everyone listening to us right now, any questions regarding the course, business course, undergraduate course with business, please do write into us. As I said, be as specific as possible. And if you have questions, we will take in your questions now. Rajia, the other option that Tanvi mentioned to you was related to, was that law that you said, Tanvi?
I'll just cover it when I talk about the postgraduate law programs, if that's okay. Just hang on until then. Okay, so Ursha, can I just go ahead with the postgraduate programs because I don't think there are any further questions?
Sure, Tanvi.
Okay, all right, great. Thanks, Ursha. I think there's another question that you have. I think Razia, I did not get you. Sorry. Okay. I'll just cover it in a bit. I'll just cover your question, Razia. Once I answer the postgraduate law, I talked to you guys about the postgraduate law programs. So we at the University of Law, we have programs at the postgraduate level in both law and business, and also under the business school, we have two IT related programs as well. So talking about the law programs at the postgraduate level, we have something called as a bar practice course. We have graduate diploma in law. We have standard LLMs like your company law, corporate governance with grad CG, international business law, international corporate governance, international human rights, LLM general. We have mediation and alternative dispute resolution, medical law, and ethics. So these are the LLMs that we have on offer. We also have a legal practice course, which is a course to become a solicitor in the UK. We have a ML law program. We have MSc legal technology and PG diploma and PG certification in legal technology. That's how it is. So Razia, to answer your question, you can actually go in for the MA law program if you want. But only thing is, I'll just show you the course content. You can choose, these are 7 areas that you'll have to choose. It's a generic law program per se. You'll have to choose these, and in your research module, you can take up the criminal law as a area of your research.
Thank you so much, Tanvi, for that. We have another question regarding.
But we don't have a program. Sorry, Risha. But it's that we do not have a program in criminal psychology. Maybe you might want to just go through the course content of the programs that we have on offer and then make a decision.
Right. Okay, so Razia, I hope that that gives you an understanding of what you can do, and also she mentions about whether the university accepts students for a second UK master's degree. Will that be accepted?
We do.
Okay, great. And Yasmin here wants to know if a sandwich year will affect her tuition fees.
No, it would not. You'll still have to pay fees for all the 3 years. So that's how it is. Fees still remains the same.
Okay. And could you please kindly elaborate regarding the scholarship that you mentioned for exceptional students for the second year of undergraduate?
Oh, sorry. For second year, I did not quite get that question. Can you repeat, please?
Kindly elaborate the additional. Is there any kind of additional scholarship for exceptional students?
Yes, we do. I'll just cover that towards the end of the session, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, all right. So that's a little about the law programs that we have on offer. Now I'll move on to the postgraduate business programs, which I think would interest most of you present here on this session, because I think most of you are looking at postgraduate business programs. So we at the University of Law Business School, we have some fantastic postgraduate business programs on offer. We have MBA leadership, for which we need 5 years of managerial work experience. Let's deal with us. But in case if you have less than 5 years of managerial work experience, you can always come to us for any of our MSc programs. We have MSc in Business Intelligence and Analytics, Corporate Financial Management, Cybersecurity and Data Governance, Digital Marketing, Digital Sales and Management, Financial Compliance and Governance, Financial Risk Management, Global Accounting. We have Project Management and Strategic Business Management. So now, if you look at these programs, except for strategic business management, global accounting, and corporate financial management, and obviously the MBA, which, all other programs have an option, like the programs like business intelligence and analytics, cybersecurity, data governance, digital marketing, digital sales and management, financial compliance and governance, financial risk management, and project management. These programs have an option wherein you can either do the course in 12 months duration by just doing pure academics, or else you can make the course as an 18 months program by doing 12 months of academics plus 6 months of internship or work placement, depending on the program. So that's how it is. For now, the CAS duration is going to be 12 months, but once you are able to find your internship, we'll immediately increase the duration of your program to 18 months program. So that's how it is. So that's the deal with us. MBA leadership is which is an 18 months program. Corporate financial management, global accounting, and strategic business management are all just 12 months programs as such. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but the government of UK has recently introduced 2 years of post-study work rights under the GIR route. So any student that comes to us for any of our programs would be eligible for the post-study work rights under the GIR route. So that's how it is. Any questions anybody has about these programs? Our academic requirement for these programs is 50% in academics, and we need 6.5 on the IELTS with no bands less than 6. Also, we are offering scholarships ranging between 3,000 to between 4,700 to 5,000 pounds for these programs. So basically, on the website, you'll see the fee range between 14,000 to 17,000 pounds for all the MSCs. But actually, the fee payable is between 9,300 to 12,000 pounds because we offer scholarships to all South Asian students. Also, for MBA, the fees on the website that's advertised is 24,000 pounds. We're offering a 5,000 pound scholarship, so it comes down to 19,000 pounds. So
Tanvi, you mentioned
that's
about
how it
the
is.
entry requirement. It was not a bit clear. Can you please
It's
explain?
50% in academics, and we need 6.5 on the IELTS with no bands less than 6. So sorry, no bands less than 5.5. Sorry.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much, Tanvi.
Sorry.
Should I go ahead with the questions or right after that?
So I think that's pretty much it about the postgraduate programs. We'll take some questions related to the programs as such. In case if there are no questions of that sort, I'll move on to the scholarships, to COVID situation, and the application process.
Okay, so I'll just quickly look into the questions that will relate with your presentation. For postgraduate, Marina has mentioned that she has completed her bachelor's in business studies in 2012 with 50%, and she wants to apply for either MBA or MSc management. And she also has relevant work experience since 2012. So can she apply for the MBA course here?
Sure, sure. Sounds good. You can apply. You seem eligible. So, Marina, you can be in touch with your counselor at Bizz Immigration, and they would help you out. With your application process.
Also regarding the IELTS, due to the situation right now, so would you accept Duolingo or any other English
We
test?
do not accept Duolingo, but however, we accept a FLIBT home version, which you can just sit at home and do the test online, or else you can do the IELTS indicated test, which is again a home-based test, or else you can do the language cert test. So all these 3 tests are acceptable.
Okay. So can a science student study accounting or management in bachelor's level?
Sure, no problem at all. Perfectly okay.
Okay. We have one question related to law, I guess. So Marzia here states that, hi, I have completed my year 12 examination in 2016 with 59.25% in business studies. Now she wants to study LLB with business. Can she apply for that course?
You said she's finished her grade 12, right?
Right.
So the thing is, our admission requirements for LLB programs is 75% in academics, and we need 6.5 on the IELTS with no bands less than 6. But in your case, you can apply for international foundation program, and in that you'll have to study for 1 extra year. And once you clear that foundation program, you can apply for the LLB program. So instead of 3 years bachelor's, it's going to be 4 years of bachelor's for you.
For that also she will require to give the IELTS test, right?
IELTS UKVI is what we need for the foundation program.
Okay. So another question would be, can you please tell me? So Nazma wants to know about the entry requirement for the foundation course. She has 2.78 CGPA in year 12. For scholarship, Nazma will come in after this short session. So Tanvi, can you explain Nazma about the entry requirement for foundation courses?
So for foundation courses, our entry requirements are, we need, it's 50% in academics, and we need UKVI IELTS with a score of 5.5 with no bands less than 5.5. Sorry, with no bands less than 5. So it's a UKVI IELTS score that we require for that 1 extra year of foundation, and 50% of, 50% in academics.
And will the cash be like a joint cash or
It would
separate?
not be a joint cash. It's going to be only for the foundation program for now. And once they finish the foundation program, they can always, apply for a class extension to accommodate the LLB degree.
Okay. And Elena here wants to know what are the compulsory documents for offer letter in order for her to get, which can go as conditions. She wants to know
Right.
the compulsory document for offer letter.
Right. So the compulsory documents are going to be your transcripts or mark sheets of each year, your degree copy. We need two letters of recommendation, SOP, which is a statement of purpose. And yeah, so these are documents that we would require from your side. And then we'll, in case if everything looks like it's in place, and the passport copy. And in case if everything looks as if it's in place, in that case, we'll release your offer letter. And if you meet our academic requirements, we'll also need your IELTS scorecard or whichever English test you've taken, PT, IELTS, TOEFL, whatever you've taken.
Sure, Tanvi. I think you can go ahead with the scholarship, and I'll be taking your questions after your presentation.
Okay, all right, fantastic. Okay, so we at the University of Law, we have two types of financial, what do you call aid sort of disbursements that we give out to our students. One is in the form of bursaries, one is in the form of scholarships. What I mentioned so far about up to £5,000, for business students was the bursaries that I mentioned. We also have scholarships that are available that we have. We have what is called as a career changes scholarship. So now this is meant for students looking at a couple of our programs like law, a couple of our law programs as such. Uh, so, and also for business programs as well, a couple of them we have this scholarship in which we have about 10 full fee scholarships and 300 partial fee scholarships, which is worth up to £2,000. Now, you cannot combine a bursary and a scholarship together. You need to decide which one do you want to go in for. So, in case if it's a if say for business programs we're offering a £5,000 bursary, that may be a higher amount for you in terms of the financial aid that you're getting as compared to the £2,000 scholarship that you may be eligible for. So that's how it is. So only thing is you need to write a short essay of about 400 words and fill out a short form that we'll send across to you guys, and just email the details to us, and that's how you'll be able to register for the scholarship. But this can be done only after you've applied for your offer letter, after you've made your application. There's no fee to apply for most of our programs except for GDL, MLO, and LPC. Only for these three programs we do not charge. Actually, the government of UK charges a £25 application fee. For all of the programs we do not charge any application fee at all. Applications can be directly done through our website, which your consultant which your counselor at Bizz Immigration would be able to help you out. So that's how it is. So that's a little about the scholarships that we have for these law programs. For business, we again have the Career Changes Scholarship. We have a couple of other awards, but then what happens is these ones actually tend to be lower in terms of the amount as compared to the bursary that we're offering. But you may definitely go ahead and apply for the Career Changes Scholarship, in which it could be either full fee paying for meritorious students, and also for those affected by COVID as such. The scholarship is majorly for those affected by COVID-19 situation, whether you or your family member or anybody was affected by COVID, or anyway, actually, you in case of there are people who've lost their jobs or who faced salary deductions, etc. For those people, all those impacted by COVID can actually go ahead and apply for the Career Changes Scholarship per se. So that's how it is. Apart from this, we have a couple of other scholarships, but that's again the bursary is higher in amount, so I would suggest that we stick onto the bursary. So that's how it is. But you can have a detailed look at the scholarships and how do you go. What's the application process for these scholarships on our website? So this is the link where you can actually go ahead and have a look at the details of the scholarship options available. So that's how it is. You can always consider applying for the 10 full fee paying scholarships that we have. And apart from that, we have some fantastic bursaries on offer as well, which brings your fees in the range of about 9,000 to 12,000 pounds as such. So that's how it is.
Thank you so much.
So that's a little about the scholarships as such. If anybody has any question, or shall we take the questions? If not, we'll move on to the COVID situation and the way forward for students as such.
We do have few questions. It's
So,
related to like Pratima here wants to know what are the prospects after studying law? Will international student graduates go on to practice law in the UK?
sure, international student can actually go ahead and practice law in the UK. You can become a solicitor, which is in the list of top 10 highly paid professions in the UK. It's also the skill shortage list. And in fact, solicitors earn a lot as such as well. So basically, the internship that you'll do, you'll end up earning around 25 to 35,000 pounds per annum during the internship itself. So when you talk about the solicitor program, it's a high in demand profession in the UK. So you can go on to studying the LPC program, which is a course to become a solicitor in the UK, and do quite well for yourself. So you can go ahead and practice law in the UK if you want by doing the LPC program or the BPC program, which is the course to become a barrister in the UK.
Okay. And Vivek here wants to know how important is it for students to have a law-related internship or a job before doing the law school program.
In case if you do something of that sort, Vivek, I think it's going to just strengthen your resume, add, it's going to strengthen your profile overall, and make sure that you get better chances when you actually apply to law firms in the UK for jobs or internships as such. You'll always stand out. So it's not mandatory, but if you do it, it's going to actually add a huge boost to your CV overall. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. I mean, I hope it does to Vivek as well. So if you have, if you are
Okay.
unsure about that, do write into us as well. So another question would be regarding gap. How many years of study gap will be accepted for studying in the university?
So the thing is, we accept gap. That's not a problem. Only thing is, you should have done something productive during the gap. Oops, sorry. You should have done something productive during the gap and not just sat at home and done nothing. In case if you did something like studied a different subject which you did not like, or you did some internships or jobs or something, all of that is acceptable. That's not a problem. But you need to have, I mean, you should have done something productive in the gap as compared to just sitting at home and being a couch potato. So I hope that answers your question about the gap.
And that has to be backed up with some kinds of reference letters
Um,
or experience letters.
yes. So you need to have something at least, I mean, some proof that you've done it. I mean, so
Yeah.
there has to be some proof to substantiate the claim that you've done something productive in that gap.
Sure. So Tanvi will be taking, we have few COVID related questions. So Tanvi will be discussing about this right after this short question answers. I'll take one more question and then you can go forward with that, Tanvi. So the next question would be regarding if the student have to register to practice law in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the question. Will the
Okay.
student register?
So yeah, you can actually become a lawyer in the UK. That's not a problem. But for that, you'll have to do either the BPC program, which is the program to become a barrister in the UK, or the LPC program, which is a course to become a solicitor in the UK. Now, or else you can do the SQE, which is actually going to be introduced from September 2021, which is your solicitor's qualifying examination. If you clear that examination, you can still register with the SRA. So that is definitely possible, and you can go ahead and become a practicing lawyer in the UK by following one of the routes that I just mentioned.
Right. And can a student change their campus location during the time of course?
So the thing is, during we have something called as a campus switch option, wherein for programs wherein we have multiple campus option locations as such. Like I had opened one of the programs pages, I think the BA Business Management program. So you would have seen multiple campus locations like Birmingham, Manchester, Nottingham, London. So students have an option of switching their campus for any semester that they want to. It can be done up to I think 3 to 4 times. In case of bachelor students, they can do that. So that is possible for sure. But only thing is you'll have to wait for the entire semester to get over. Only then you can switch on to the other campus. Not before that. Not in between.
Right. One more question. You mentioned about the 12 and 18 months course. So the student want to know about the difference between the 12 and 18 months course.
So the major difference between these two programs is, in case if you decide to go into the 12 months program, you can just do the program by doing academics and being done with the program. If you decide to do an 18 months program, you would be doing 12 months of academics, just like the 12 month students would. Only additional thing that you're adding here is 6 months of work internship or placement as such, internship or placement as such. So you can, you get that industry exposure, and after you finish your 18 months of course, you'll have your 2 years of post-study work rights to add upon. So
Okay. Uh, so one last question regarding international student. What are the common challenges, academic or social, that international students face, and how does the university administration support them in such case?
So the thing is, we have a fantastic career services cell that would help students look out for jobs, internships, help them prepare and be job ready for the UK market. Because even if students are coming from different countries across the world, they'll have different perspectives, or they'll have different approaches to actually going, and applying to different employers as such. But we have a career services cell that would help them in terms of employability. We have during the week of the orientation, we also have faculty members who actually help students settle down overall with the pace of the course. Also the faculty members are like really friendly and really nice. They could they're happy to help students at any point in time with any research work that they're doing, or in case if they're stuck at any point in time, or they need they need clarification, or they have a lot of queries. They can always go back to our faculty member, schedule an appointment, and discuss it with them. So that's possible. We help students in any and every way possible. Also, at the same time, we have an accommodation services team that would help students look out for accommodation in the UK. So even before you land in the UK, your accommodation issue is sorted for you. So that's how it is. So we're there to support them at each and every stage, right, before they join us, to the time they are on the campus with us, and even after they leave the campus. So we are there with them before, during, and after they graduate as well. So we're there to support them at each and every point in time. Also, we have student ambassadors or peer-to-peer, we have programs as such wherein students help other students, etc. So there are a lot of initiatives that happen on the campus, that take place in the campus, and they really help. It's all about helping each other. We are not like a very huge university with hundreds and thousands of students as such, hundreds of thousands of students as such. We are a smaller university with a couple of thousands of students on the higher side, but we do not have like students running into 7 and 8 digits. So hence we are very student focused as such, and we help each and every student, realize their fullest potential and realize their dreams as such. So we are there to help you at each and every stage. Don't worry about that.
Sure, Tanvi. I'll take in more questions after your remaining presentation, if that's okay.
Sure. So I'll just play a short video right now, a 3 minute long video. And after this, I'll cover the COVID situation and and the application process.
Sure.
Okay, I'll just play this video now. So I think that video would have given you a flavor of who we are, what we are, and I mean, just to give you a perspective as such. So now I'll cover the application process. So you can be in touch with the counselor at Bizz Immigration. There's no fee to apply for most of our programs, as I mentioned. Application is online. They'll submit your application. And they'll work with you on your application. Along with you, and you can just go ahead and send us your application. And we release offer letters in case if everything is in place. You should look at hearing back from us in a week's time at max. So that's a little about us and a little about our programs that we have on offer. Now I'll move on to the current COVID situation in the UK. So just like just like most of the countries in the world, UK is also swamped by the COVID situation right now. So the best bit about the UK is they're actually working really hard towards containing the outbreak, and they have been fairly successful in that as well. The peak in the UK of the COVID situation, of the COVID pandemic, was on the 8th of April. Since then, the cases have rapidly been on a decline as such. Again, if you talk about the R rate, which is the rate at which an infected person infects a healthy person, is down to 0.4. So they're aggressively testing and treating the COVID outbreak as such. So that's their key. They're testing a lot of people, and hence they've been able to contain the outbreak and ensure that people are safe. People are actually, the outbreak is contained overall, and making sure that their people can be as safe as possible. The government of UK has recently lifted up the lockdown that was there in the UK. So it's lifted out in different phases as such. They're in the phase 4 right now, wherein they've allowed people to actually start going out. All those who cannot work from home, depending on their role, they are allowed to go out and work now. They're looking at getting the economy back on track and things back to normal as soon as possible. So that's how it is. So they're working really hard towards containing the outbreak, so that the impact is minimal, and they can actually go ahead now move ahead from the and away from this current pandemic situation. That's how it is. So we at the University of Law, we have something called as a September guarantee, wherein we would definitely be running a September intake as such. So we are not going to be canceling our intake or anything of that sort. We have a guarantee where 99% we would be going ahead with face-to-face teaching, because the situation in the UK overall looks quite positive. 1% chances are that only in case if the government of UK comes and tells us, oh, you cannot have your intake. In that case, that's a separate thing, but that looks highly unlikely, looking at the current situation, wherein the government is really working hard towards getting the economy back on track and things back to normal. So that's how it is. We at the University of Law, we have a couple of options to support our students as such. First option is, in case if you as an international student cannot make it to the campus on time because of issues like say the borders of your country are closed, and hence you cannot move to the UK for your studies. In that particular case, you have an option of starting online and then moving on to an offline pattern of learning. So that's possible. You can do maybe your first few weeks online, and then come to the campus for your studies. Second option is you could do your first semester online and then come to the campus. Third option is you as an international student, you have an option of deferring your admission to the January intake free of cost, just because we're still about 3 months away from the 3 and 4 months away from the intake start date, because our business programs, the postgraduate level, would start in October. All of the programs would start in September. Just because we're like 3 or 4 months away from the intake start date, let's not get ahead of ourselves. For now, what we really encourage our students to do is to apply for our programs, take their offer letters in hand and keep, and then maybe make a decision a little maybe a month down the line or something, a little closer to the time, because that will give you guys enough time to actually gauge the situation and then make a decision. So that's how it is. So that's a little about us, a little about the COVID situation in the UK. And we at the University of Law, we're all for students as such, so we are there to support your interest. Also, we have an option wherein any student, in case if you decide to go ahead with your studies, and say if at all the situation deteriorates, which it should not, you have an option to claim your refund by the 31st of August or defer to the next intake. So those options are available for our students. So that's not a problem at all. So
So
I think
Tanvi,
that's pretty much it from my side.
So Tanvi, talking about refund, will that be a full refund, or will there
That
be
would be a full refund if you apply for it before the 31st of August.
and
And I'm sure by then students would know what they really want to do depending on the situation. So that should be okay.
you mentioned about online and online classes. Will there be any changes in the fee structure? Because
So
of
the thing is, in case if the student lands up doing just maybe the first few weeks online, in that case the fee remains the same. But if you look at doing, your majority of your course online, or even half of your course online, in that case the fees is going to be different.
okay.
It's going to be lower than the actual fees that's mentioned
Thank
that
you
you
so
were
much,
supposed to pay.
Tanvi,
So
for
yeah.
that. Yeah. We have one question regarding pre-sessional course.
Mhm.
Gan wants to know about the requirement, duration, and the cost for a pre-sessional course.
So for a pre-sessional course, we have 8 weeks and 12 weeks of pre-sessional English courses as such. We need UKV IELTS for that course. Minimum of 4.5 bands with minimum 4.5 bands with no bands less than 4.5. That's for the 12-week course, and for the 8-week course, it's five bands with no bands less than 5. So that's how it is. The fees is between 1,500 to $2,800 pounds. Sorry. So that's the fee range. I don't have the exact number with me, but I could just check that for you. Just a minute. So we have an 8-week course, which is for £1,400, and the 12-week course is for £2,400.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Tanvi. And I will take the last question for today. So Sunny here wants to know what happens if a student fails to graduate on time. Will the visa get extended for him?
So yeah, there is an extension option available. I think it's of about 6 months, and you are supposed to finish your degree in that time. Also, I beg my pardon about about the 8-week and the 12-week course. For 8-week course, our requirement is 6 on the IELTS with no bands less than 5.5, and for 12 weeks, it's 5.5 with no bands less than 5. Oh, it's no longer 4.5 bands. So yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Tanvi, I'll just take in one last question.
Sure, sure. Please go
So
on.
Anil wants to know what is the entry requirement specifically for Nepal?
Oh, for which program?
It might be for just give us a brief on UG and PG, both.
So for UG law programs, we need 75% in academics and no bands at 6.5 overall score with no bands less than 6. For business undergraduate, it is 65% in academics and 6 on the IELTS with no bands less than 5.5. And when it comes to, no bands less than 5. And when it comes to postgraduate law programs and postgraduate business programs, it is 50%, 50% in academics, 6.5 in the IELTS for law with no bands less than 6, and for business it is 6.5 in the IELTS with no bands less than 5.5. So I
Okay,
hope that answers your question.
it does. Okay. So I think we've come to the end of today's session. Thank you all the students for writing in your questions and being this interactive. I would like to request the director of Bizz Education or Kedar sir here to have the closing remark for today, please.
So thank you very much, Ursa, for this opportunity. So thank you for the very informative session regarding University of Law, its courses, its requirement, everything. Uh, of course, this I'd like to thank Tanvi for all these informations, and the University of Law located in prime location in London with diverse course ranges, having good scholarship and multiple courses as well. So the fee range is affordable. So those students who are planning to make their application, you can do it right now. Please do not delay for this. And your timely application will assure you for the intake you will get immediately after COVID settlement. She has explained how the university has been planning to tackle all those things as well. So to add more of this, Bizz Education has been the proper, let's say, institution to represent you. We have been conducting different fairs, different virtual events, even this situation. The only objective of these events is to make you familiar with what's going on in around UK and with international students, what are the universities planning to do for their September intakes and other. So please feel free to interact with the university representative. We are making you the platform for your proper decision so that you will not be regretting with your decision of UK study. So interact with the university representative, make your proper decision. So thank you, Tanvi, for your wonderful presentation with different informations regarding University of Law. It's great to have you here and interact with you. And the students who are planning to study, please be in touch with Bizz Education, and we will be happier to guide you more. If anything is missed, you can ask and interact with us as well. So do proper research on your courses, do proper research on your, let's say, universities, and make a final decision. If you have decided to go for University of Law, we're here to represent you. So once again, I'd like to thank Tanvi for her presentation and all the participant students for making our event a successful one. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Kedar and Nusha, for inviting us and having us here for this session. I'm sorry I was not keeping well, so I could not really maybe do justice to the session. But I really look forward to interacting with your students one-on-one. In case if they have any queries, you could always be in touch with us and we'll be happy to answer and help them out.
Sure.
So thank you so much. All the best, students. Please leave your contact details with Bizz Education and they would be able to help you out with the next steps. So thank you. All the best. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
So this brings us to the end of today's session. I hope you had a very informative session. Before I end today's, before I go to the second round of the session, is there any other questions that students have that we can take in? But I think due to the time, I think we'll end today's session. So have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much.